Today we ask the age-old question, where can you live in Colorado on $2,500 a month? In this video, I'm going to tell you just that. Everyone wants to know where they can live on the cheap. Sometimes they want to know where they could save some money in their current state. Other people want to know where they should move to save some money. Well, today we're going to figure that out about Colorado. Colorado's been a popular state since forever, even before John Denver started yelping about the Rocky Mountains. We did this series like 2 years ago, and we based it on what the typical person gets in retirement. Today, we're looking at what is considered the poverty line for a family of 3 nationwide. That number in 2022 was $2,354. We're just going to round it up and call it good. This $2,500 number should be enough for the average basic family of 3 to survive, pay their housing, their utilities, transportation, food, and clothing. We aren't considering debt, like if you got a bunch of student loans, you owe your bookie, you have a shoe collecting fetish. We're also not considering healthcare or taxes. Those are different for everyone, so you do your own math. This is the very basics of what you need to get by. Math and finances are a very complicated subject, and whenever I do a series like this, I get a bunch of armchair mathematicians leaving very lengthy comments. So once again, just the basics. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Cortez, Colorado. Cortez is located near Mesa Verde National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that features ancient cliff dwellings and artifacts from the Pueblo people. It is located in southwestern Colorado. If you're looking for it on a map, it's about 30 minutes northeast of Four Corners. Cortez has a cost of living that's about 2% lower than the national average, and the average home price is around $221,000. Obviously, like every place, they've got a bunch that are way higher than that, but they do currently have some homes that are for around $200,000. They're older and they probably need a little work, but it's doable. It's not much to rent here. There's a couple homes that are for rent right now, but rents in Cortez can average anywhere from $900 to about $1,400 on average. With a cost of living that is 2% lower than the national average and the average home price being $221,000, estimated monthly expenditure for Cortez would be around $2,495, just under that $2,500 mark. Number 9, Montrose, Colorado. Montrose is located near the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. I like Montrose. I haven't been there in a while, but it's a pretty neat place. Got all these rugged mountains and canyons around there that were basically carved out by the Gunnison River. Then you got farmland. It's a pretty cool place. It is situated in western Colorado. Montrose has a cost of living that's 3% lower than the national average. The average home price here is around $217,000. That one might be a little misleading because they have a lot of vacant lots and acres for sale, so that kind of brings down the price a little bit. But they do have homes here that are for sale and they're pretty cheap. What also helps keep the cost down is a lot of manufactured homes, going for as low as $60,000 all the way up to about $175,000. They also have a lot of new construction going on around this area, so if you're not trying to get in there for the cheapest, you can get a newer home, and those usually start off around $350,000. But we're looking at the cheaper end of things. If you do live in Montrose, you're not too far away from some really good skiing and just outdoor activity. I mean, it's Colorado, why not? And especially this part of Colorado, there is a ton of it. The cost of living index, like I said, in Montrose is 3% lower than the national average, and the average home price is around $217,000. Based on these figures, the estimated monthly expenditure in Montrose would be around $2,470. Number 8, Delta, Colorado. Delta is just north of Montrose. It is surrounded by farms, orchards, mountains, and beautiful scenery. Got some pretty good farmers markets there. You can get fresh fruit, homemade pies, all that good stuff. It is located in western Colorado and has a cost of living that's about 5% lower than the national average. The average home price here is about $209,000. Now that's the average. I would say most of the homes that go up for sale are around $350,000 to $400,000. But they do have quite a few that are, I'd say, under $200,000, $215,000. So it all averages out. They don't have a bunch of things for rent around here, but you could find things as low as like $850 a month on up to about $1,600. I think renting in Delta would be harder to keep it under that $2,500 mark than actually buying a cheap home. Anyway, with the cost of living index, that's 5% lower than the national average, and the average home price is about $209,000. The estimated monthly expenditure in Delta would be around $2,400. Number 7, Alamosa, Colorado. Alamosa is located in the San Luis Valley, and it's right near the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, which happen to be the tallest sand dunes in North America. You expect that near a beach or in a desert, but no, here it is in Colorado. It's not too far north from San Luis, which is a town that happens to be the oldest non-Native American town in Colorado. But this town is situated in southern Colorado, and Alamosa's cost of living is 5% lower than the national average, and the average home price is around $206,000. That ain't bad. Again, that might be a little off because they have a lot of property for sale, just vacant lots and out there in the plains. But you are surrounded by beautiful mountains, so it might be worth it to build a home here. They have one right now. It's a 40-acre lot for $29,000. That's it. They have another one, $25,000 for 38 acres. I don't know what the tiny house rules are in this place, but I think it might be worth looking into. The cost of living index in Alamosa is 5% lower than the national average, and the average home price here is $206,000. Based on those figures, the estimated monthly expenditure in Alamosa would be around $2,375. Now, I'll remind you, that doesn't count health insurance, debt, things like that. Some people don't pay anything for health insurance. Some people don't have health insurance. Some people have outrageous health insurance bills and medical bills. So, like I said, do your own math on that one. If you're having a hard time doing the math, look up the YouTube channel Bry the Math Guy. He tells you all about it. Number 6, Craig, Colorado. Craig is home to the Yumpa River State Park, which offers all kinds of opportunities for outdoor stuff like fishing, hiking, and wildlife viewing. Did you know that's a thing? Normally it's a thing done by retirees, but it is a thing. Wildlife viewing, not just bird watching. All wildlife. I saw an interview with Robin Williams years ago, and he was telling Johnny Carson how he likes to go wildlife viewing. Johnny Carson goes like bird watching and stuff, and he said, no, frat parties. Oh, and one other thing, it's Yampa River, not Yumpa. How many of you left that comment? Come on, be honest. Don't delete the comment. Anyway, Craig, Colorado is located in northwestern Colorado and has cost of living about 6% lower than the national average. The average home price here is $195,000. With that, cost of living being 6% lower and the average home price being $195,000, the estimated monthly expenditure in Craig, Colorado would be around $2,325 a month. Number 5, Pueblo, Colorado. This one surprises me. Pueblo isn't just this little small town. It's not huge. It's no Denver or Colorado Springs, which, by the way, it's south of Colorado Springs. Pueblo has about 112,000 residents. That's in 2021. It also has the Arkansas River flowing right through town, and it has this nice little river walk thing. It's pretty cool. It's sort of new, I guess you could say. It's well maintained. It's not as big as the one in San Antonio, but it's pretty cool. Pueblo is known for its green chili. It's a spicy pepper that's kind of a staple of the town's cuisine. They even have a festival for this chili. Pueblo is the smallest of the Front Range metro areas with Denver, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins area, and it's also the most southern one. The cost of living index in Pueblo is 14% lower than the national average, which is outstanding, and the average home price is about $184,000. Based on these figures, the estimated monthly expenditure in Pueblo would be around $2,255 a month. Not bad. Number 4, Sterling, Colorado. Sterling, Colorado is home to the Overland Trail Museum, which tells the story of pioneers who traveled west along the Overland Trail in the 1800s. Sterling's another place that's a good-sized town. It's got a Home Depot and a Walmart Supercenter. They even got a good-sized medical center here, too. This town was named after Sterling, Illinois, which was the hometown of some railroad executive back in the day. It also has the South Platte River flowing right by town, so that's kind of cool. But here's the juicy part. Sterling has a cost of living index that's 12% lower than the national average, and the average home price here goes for $165,000. That ain't bad. The estimated monthly expenditure in Sterling would be about $2,060. They have other homes here that are for sale for a lot more, but I poked around on Zillow and they've got quite a few older homes that might need a little work going for under $200,000. There's even a few that look livable that are like $130,000. Number 3, Fort Morgan. Every time I see that, I think of Captain Morgan. I don't know why, but Fort Morgan is home to the Fort Morgan Museum, which features exhibits on the town's history as a frontier military post and agricultural hub. This is another town that sits on the South Platte River. A lot of towns in the eastern side of Colorado, that's where they were, along the South Platte River, because a lot of the early pioneers going this way were coming from Nebraska. Nebraska's on the northern side of Colorado's eastern border. The Arkansas River, they kind of did the same thing, but that's down on the south side of Colorado. Some people would go down to Dodge City and then work their way west, and they'd follow the Arkansas River. The cost of living index for Fort Morgan is 10% lower than the national average, and the average home price here is around $157,000. Based on those figures, the estimated monthly expenditure in Fort Morgan would be around $2,015. Now, this one might be a little off because they have a lot of vacant lots and acres for sale here, and that's going to mess up their average. Number 2, Trinidad, Colorado. Trinidad was once a popular spot for cowboys on the Santa Fe Trail, and today visitors can explore the town's rich Western history at the Trinidad History Museum. I've been through here a couple times, usually on Amtrak, and one time 2 years ago, I stayed overnight. It was kind of cool. They had a nice barbecue place. I ate there. It was pretty cool. They also had a vegan place I saw. I didn't go in. I'm not a vegan. My favorite place is Sexy Pizza. How can pizza not be sexy? Finally, someone named a pizza place an appropriate name. Side note, if you ever do take the train here and you smell something horrible, yes, you passed the sewage plant on the way into town. The cost of living index in Trinidad is 21% lower than the national average, and the average home price here is $133,000, giving you an estimated monthly expenditure of around $1,800. This one does have some lots for sale, bringing the price down a little bit, but realistically, they have a bunch of homes here that are older, and they're going to need some work, but they're like $150,000, $160,000, that area. They even have some that are lower than that. All right, before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to another state, there's a link for Home and Money. It's a great website that will help you get a real estate agent wherever you're going to move to in the United States. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Lamar, Colorado. Lamar, Colorado is in southeastern Colorado on the Arkansas River. Lamar is home to the largest remaining natural dinosaur trackway in North America. It has over 1,300 tracks from the late Jurassic period. Like dinosaurs walk through the clay, and then it hardened and eventually turned to stone, and we can see their footprints. Lamar is one of the cheapest cities or towns to live in the entire state. Obviously, it made it onto this list. The cost of living index in Lamar is 18% lower than the national average, and the average home price here is about $105,000. This is another one that's a little bit unrealistic, but it's still pretty cheap here because they got a lot of lots for sale for like $25,000, and that's going to bring down their average quite a bit. But they do have homes here for $124,000 for 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They have a few for like $150,000. Overall, just a cheap place to live. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. What state do you want to see next? Let me know in the comment section below. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.